Hi, I'm now joined by Mike Schoofs with deugro. This is part of delivering the Rapid project. He was leading the freight forwarding, the logistics effort. And I know during the session you shared with us a very challenging job. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was part of our involvement in the Rapid project. Our client tasked us with the shipment of 25,000 freight tons, including some heavy lifts on one ship. The challenges that we had to work around with was basically that we had to find a vessel that was big enough to accommodate all the cargo, to bring it all into the site at one time. And initially we had anticipated that the lot would be broken down into maybe 3 or 4 smaller shipments, and we could kind of break it up and parcel it in, but that was just not the case. So we had to really work together with the client, with the vendor, with the shipping company in order to identify a vessel that could help us achieve our goal.
Right, so tell us a little bit about the solution, and then I really want to hear more about the loading plan, because seeing some of those photos, it looked like, you know, there's very little clearance between these massive pieces.
It was. I
don't know how you did it.
It was really snug, as you say. It was a really tight fit. But really, what we looked at was first of all, of course, we looked at the cargo itself. You know, how much do we have? What are the heavy lifts? We had 3 pieces up to 350 tons unit weight, up to 45 meters long. So in itself, those were basically our starting points, because those were the most challenging pieces that we needed to find a solution for. So we looked at it that way. So how can we find a ship that's big enough to handle it, does have the right type of crank capacity in order to load it by own gear? And that's how we started off. And then we engaged with the carrier. In that case, Big Lift Shipping, who we selected after a long due diligence process on the cargo side, where we basically identified who could have a ship in position that could load it all, which carrier can we talk to, will that ship be in position around the time that we need to ship the cargo, and so on and so forth. So I'm sorry, I lost track of it.
Well, it's easy to do. There are so many moving parts on this project. So you got it all in. All the pieces went in.
Correct. Yes.
Had a little bit of a delay on the loading.
Yes, we overall anticipated we would do it in 2.5 days, which also, I have to say, the loading initially started off very smoothly, but then we got into a bit of foul weather, so a lot of wind. So for cargo safety and the safety of the crew, we had to interrupt the vessel operations for about 1.5 days, and then resume it. And as you to your earlier point, we really invested a lot of thought from the outset into this. So we conceptualized the whole move. We developed a loading manual together with the carrier, where we said, okay, which piece in which order and which place of the ship. And then we sent also one of our team members to Korea to the loading port to supervise the loading, to make sure that what we had delivered on paper was also enforced in person and on the spot. And also that worked very well. But I tell you, I mean, if you see some of the pictures, and I hope that the audience also gets to see the presentation later on, it was tight. I mean, we're talking sometimes on the deck, not even a meter of clearance in between the pieces, and that, you know, having to do lashing, welding, and so on made the whole thing also not very easy. But it worked out, and we are very happy, and the client was very happy that it was delivered on time.